Glenn Greenwald had an interesting piece on Monday. Two American hikers, I'm sure you heard this story, two American hikers had been imprisoned by the Iranians for more than 2 years on, which is not terribly surprising, very dubious espionage charges and highly oppressive conditions. Their names, Joshua Fattel and Shane Bauer. They were released last week. They spoke on Sunday in Manhattan at a press conference. You've read these media accounts of how Iran is evil, how we are good, how this is an example of an oppressive regime. But what most media accounts have omitted, as Glenn Greenwald points out, is the description by Fattel of the horrible conditions of prison that they were held in. He explained that of everything that was done to them, quote, solitary confinement was the worst experience of all our lives. Think back to Bradley Manning, kept in solitary confinement for a year. Think back to Jose Padilla, solitary confinement with earmuffs and black glasses over his face so he couldn't see anything. He noted that they were imprisoned due solely to what he called the 32 years of mutual hostility between America and Iran. And he said, the irony is we oppose U.S. policies towards Iran, which perpetuate this hostility. After complaining that the two court sessions they attended were total shams, military commissions, Gitmo trials, we're going to find these people guilty anyway. Does that ring a bell? And that quote, we've been held in almost total isolation, stripped of our rights and freedoms, he explained, and then he went on to say this.
In prison, every time we complained about our conditions, the guards would immediately remind us of comparable conditions at Guantanamo Bay. They would remind us of CIA prisons in other parts of the world and the conditions that Iranians and others experience in prisons in the U.S. We do not believe that such human rights violations on the part of our government justify what has been done to us, not for a moment. However, we do believe that these actions on the part of the U.S. provide an excuse for other governments, including the government of Iran, to act in kind.
Which, of course, is what every expert on torture, which is what the military personnel say, which is what civil libertarians say in this country. It has been said over and over again. Yet, we cannot talk about this because there's too much time being spent as to whether a half-term, mildly, barely popular governor from New Jersey may enter into the race only to lose and leave it the day after New Hampshire. That is what is so effed up about our media. So think about that the next time you are forced to listen to whether or not Chris Christie is going to decide to run for president. Why isn't our media paying attention to those words and the implications of that in terms of civil liberties? It's just simply not convenient. Doesn't fit with the narrative.